stand because we can all sing better when we're standing. And we're going to go ahead and get started. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel the sweet release of peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel the sweet release of peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. You're sounding great. Okay, next is It's a Blessed Day. It's a blessed day in the morning. The sky is blue, the sun is bright. It's a blessed day and everything's all right. It's a blessed day, can't you feel it? Within your heart, God's love is true. It's a blessed day, you know God lives in you. It's a blessed day, will you share it? Upon your face now wear your smile. It's a blessed day, come walk with God a while. Come walk with God a while. And Carol, you're just in time to come and lead us in I Send My Love.
Sorry.
No, you're just on time.
It's a sign.
I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the sea. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. And it returns to me. Thank you, Carol. And now we're going to sing the Lord's Prayer. If you would like to join hands with your neighbor, this is the good time to do that. If you're not a hand holder, you're not obligated to join. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Thank you. You can have a seat. And I believe, Leah, are you doing the announcements? Brian is doing the announcements today. Yay. Yeah.
Well, welcome. Oh, that was a little loud. That'll wake you up. Screw the coffee. Let's see here. Do we have any newcomers today? We've got one over here. We've got a little packet that we'd like to give you, and gives you a little information about the church. And so let's see here. Today, February 11th, 2018, we are holding our annual congregation meeting directly after the service. Probably about 15 minutes after the service ends, gives you a little time to go grab some coffee or something and come back in here. The meeting will be held here in the sanctuary. We'll be discussing last year's achievements as well as upcoming programs and progress. Everyone is encouraged to attend. Volunteers are needed. We need greeters. We are always looking for a few volunteers to greet congregants on Sunday mornings as they enter the sanctuary. We want to extend God's love and joy to everyone who enters here. There is a sign-up sheet on the back table. We ask that you sign up for one Sunday a month, arrive a little bit early, and pass out bulletins and blessings. Love in Action for 2018. Love in Action is about bringing our community together with a purpose. It could be a fundraiser or just a fun get-together to share special moments or to create memories. If you have any ideas of what you think we'd like to get together to do, whether it's karaoke, game night, or a barbecue, We still have a few months open left. The sign-up sheet is on the back table. Preschool prep. We are looking for a few volunteers to help box items, clean debris, and move some furniture around as we prepare to empty the space for the preschool. If you are willing to help, please add your name and phone number to the sign-up sheet on the rear table. We're planning on having it cleared out before the end of this month, and we'll get to you as far as the dates and times. Story time and Crafters Corner. Every other Wednesday evening from 5:30 to 7 p.m., Donna hosts our Crafters Corner and story time in the children's room. If you have children or grandchildren who would like to create things and read stories, here's an opportunity to get them out of the house while you run a few errands, or perhaps can join and get crafty. Talk to Donna Lavera to confirm dates. Prayer pilgrims. Can we have you folks stand up? These are your prayer pilgrims who are available to pray with you after services. Our prayer pilgrims are committed to providing spiritual support to congregants and visitors as requested. The ones wearing stoles, which is only 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Let's see here. Are on duty today and will be to the sides of the rear of the sanctuary. Prayer pilgrims also make monthly wellness calls to all congregants and new attendees who are on our call list. About today's speaker, Reverend Cindy is a licensed Unity teacher working on completing her Unity ministry ordination. There we go. That's the lack of coffee thing, so. Yeah, okay. She also is a licensed interfaith and religious science minister. Her passion is helping others to strengthen their self-awareness and harmony with God and each other. She is a great blessing to our Unity of Modesto community as we learn and grow together. Let's give her a loving Unity welcome.
We make money and you come out even. So really appreciate it. Or gift cards for gifts for your now.
Carrie, excuse me. I just wanted to clarify. The clearing out of the Sunday school room, we would love for it to be done by the end of this month, but I don't think that's going to happen. So we actually hope it will extend into March. We anticipate the tear down and the reconstruction starting in the March beginning of April.
Very good.
I got something I want to say. So if you go to Amazon and type in Amazon Smile, it takes you to their Amazon Smile website, and you can designate this church as a recipient. And then anytime you order something on Amazon, they give a small amount to the church. And it's another way that you can help us out. It's only like a few cents on an order, but every little bit counts. So.
And we have Amazon gift cards.
Well, are we, okay. At the, inside the bulletin on the bottom left page is our monthly affirmation, which is now up on the board also. So together, I am love. My thoughts, words, and actions reveal my loving nature. Wow, that's all we need to know. That's it. I'm done. No, I'm sorry. Today, daily word. I rely on the guidance of Spirit to lead me through necessary changes and I would point out that all changes are necessary. I have learned through experience that change is an essential element of my spiritual journey. I have also learned that I have within me all of the guidance I need to make the choices that will most effectively move me forward. Change is simply the consequence of choice. I do not need to resist it, nor do I need to seek it out forcefully. I relax. I trust the guidance of Spirit within to show me the changes that are mine to make and to lead me away from the changes that are not needed on my path. If former negative ways of thinking reappear, I turn within to step forward boldly in faith. I rely on the guidance of Spirit to lead me through necessary changes. I am about to do a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and the rivers in the desert. Isaiah 43:19.
We're preparing for meditation now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment here, to a new beginning here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul.
Get ready, my soul. So in this moment, as we prepare for meditation, take a deep breath and leave yourself open. Uncross legs and arms. And if you choose to, close your eyes and breathe. Breathe in the sweet, sweet morning. February in the Central Valley, one of the most beautiful times of the year. The almonds are blooming, the sun rises, and sometimes there's a mist over the land that beckons you to acknowledge the awakening that is happening. Trees are budding, flowers are peeping up. Little sprouts of green are everywhere. The tulip tree in the courtyard is in full bloom. It's the sweetness of rebirth, the lengthening of days, the vibrance of life. And it sweetens our soul, awakens us to a new way of being, a new way of doing, a joy that surpasses anything that shows up. Breathe in the beauty and the vibrance of life. Take a deep breath and release and relax and rest as we move into the silence. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice in it. As you move your awareness back into this space, and as you go through this week, remember, this is the day the Lord has made. Rejoice in it. Good morning. Truly was a gorgeous drive this morning. And, you know, I lived in the Central Valley for about 12, 14 years, something like that. And was visiting here off and on prior to that and since. And there's nothing as gorgeous as the Central Valley when the almonds start to bloom. There's just nothing like it. And I started, you know, noticing it as I was driving down in Stockton and Lodi and you know, the white ones are peeping out and the pink ones are peeping out a little bit. And there's nothing like it, especially on a Sunday morning. And there's also nothing like the allergies it brings either, which is I'm struggling with a little today. So If I take a water break, you'll know why. So if I say to you, it's Friday and we're having fish for dinner, anybody resonate with that one? How many of you can identify? Yeah. In my home, on Friday nights, my dad would go to Elks Club. It was his night out with the guys. And at home, my mom would prepare simple things. So we would have things like grilled cheese sandwiches, which my father did not consider food. Tuna noodle casserole, anybody? Cream tuna on toast, anybody? Yes, comfort food. So how many of you come from another spiritual tradition, religious tradition? Any former Catholics in here? Okay, we're on the same page here. How many of you have practiced a form of Lent in your Catholic tradition? You know, I mean, not here, but before. Before now, okay. So in my house, Lent always meant no meat Friday. And in catechism, starting at the end of January, the conversations were things like, what are you giving up for Lent? How many were giving up for Lent? Chocolate? Broccoli. Yeah, that didn't fly in my house. So is anybody giving anything up for Lent this year? Good. What? Liver? Yeah, me too. And Advent and summer and spring and fall for that one. So this year, Ash Wednesday, which is technically the beginning of Lent, falls on Valentine's Day. So for all of you who are giving up chocolate, good luck, because it's not going to be me. So Ash Wednesday marks the 46 days prior to Easter Sunday. So it includes 40 weekdays and 6 Sundays. So as we move towards Easter, each Sunday that I'm speaking is going to be a new lesson on what's going on during the Lenten season. So the word Lent actually means the lengthening of days, or springtime, from Old English. Did you know that? You're going to learn so much because Google is my friend. So is Wikipedia. So Wikipedia says, the purpose of Lent is the preparation of the believer through prayer, doing penance, mortifying the flesh, I kid you not, this is actually in there, repentance of sins, almsgiving, and self-denial. In Lent, many Christians commit to fasting as well as giving up certain luxuries in order to replicate the sacrifice of Jesus Christ's journey into the desert for 40 days. How many of you knew that? Yeah, kind of. Did you know about the mortifying the flesh part? No, I didn't either. So, the 40 days that Jesus went into the desert was in preparation for him to come into public ministry. And during that time, he had some experiences. It's interesting that in the month or so prior to me stepping into your spiritual leader, I got to have one of those kind of months too, whether I chose it or not. But there was some stuff that came up, especially since I started doing the Course in Miracles. Day 5 kicked me in the fanny, just so y'all, all you course people. Day 5 was it. So anybody here for penance, mortifying flesh, fasting? From what I've seen in this church, there's no fasting going on ever. You guys love to eat, and you're good at cooking too. So let's take a look on Lent from a more conscious perspective, a more unity perspective, something we can all live with and is a little more practical. Would you like that? Yes. Okay, so Charles Fillmore, the founder of Unity, says this about Lent.
Lent is a season of spiritual growth, a time for progressive unfoldment. When we can blend and merge our mind with God mind, the way is open for the Lord to glorify us and to lift us into a higher, purer, more spiritual state. How many of you are up for that? Yeah, me too. So, from what I read and what I've studied, Jesus went into the desert for 40 days to pray, to fast. And in Matthew chapter 4, verses 1 through 11, it says that Jesus was led by Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted or tested by the devil. He fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. In just that little tiny bit of the story, we can learn a lot about what was going on. And we can take from this how we apply these metaphysical teachings into our own lives to lift us and to support us. So the first thing that you'll notice is 40. There's a number in there, 40. So the number 40 shows up a lot in the Bible. Remember, Noah loaded the ark with all the animals, and they rode the wild storms for 40 days and 40 nights. Remember that? And then the Israelites, they wandered through the deserts for 40 years, lost for 40 years. And then Jesus goes into the wilderness or the desert for 40 days and 40 nights. So the number 40 has some meaning for us. And what it is, it's a time of spiritual unfoldment and the time it takes to move from inception and progress through to a completion of some sort. Now, the question I pose to you, did the Israelites really hang out for 40 years in the desert? I don't know. I was not there. Did the ark float around on water for 40 days and 40 nights? And the only thing that comes to my mind is, oh my gosh, the poo factor on the boat had to be horrendous. 40 days and 40 nights. Did it really take that long? Did it rain for that many days? We don't know. We weren't there. Was Jesus actually in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights? That's a long time to be in a Mideastern desert. It's hot. There's no water. So it doesn't matter whether it was 40 24-hour days or 40 365-day years. It doesn't matter. What does matter is that a seed was planted. Spirit came in and said, let's do this. And something took place and completed in a time period. The 40 days might have been 40 minutes. Doesn't matter. The testing and the wilderness experience is what is important. So the revealing word talks about the wilderness as well. And that's a whole nother talk, but I'm going to give you a little piece of what the wilderness is. In individual consciousness, the wilderness is symbolical of the multitude of undisciplined and uncultivated thoughts. Anybody have any of those roaming around? How many during meditation we're sitting there going, I need to pick up bread after church. Did I turn the oven off? Oh, I hope that dog's okay. Come on. My mind is a raving lunatic during meditation. It never is quiet. So it's normal that as human beings, we have a multitude of thoughts. So during these wilderness experiences, they tend to run amok and create havoc in our lives. I wonder, did I say something wrong? Are they really thinking that? Is my slip showing? All those kinds of things that go on in our brains that we have no control over. but we do. And we can train our mind. And sometimes going into the wilderness, which might in this day and age look like spiritual retreat, might be just the thing. Turn off the TV. Turn off the radio. Close off that phone. And just be. Just be. So Jesus, being a human like you and I, had thoughts, and he was preparing to step into his ministry. And I have to tell you, I don't know a minister who has not had a wilderness experience before they have stepped into full-time ministry or even part-time ministry. Would I get an amen back there from Reverend Nancy and Reverend Gary? Amen. Yeah. And not only that, they repeat, just so you know. They don't just happen once and then you're good. So Jesus went into the wilderness to get away from all that was around him, to center himself, to focus himself, so that when he stepped into ministry, he did it with a clear heart and a focused mind, which is what we all try to do when we're working in ministry. So in his time of fasting and contemplation, he meets the devil, or Satan, depending on which iteration of the Bible you're reading. So the devil, metaphysically, is the mass of thoughts that have been built up in race consciousness through many generations of earthly experiences and crystallized into what can be termed human personality or carnal mind, which opposes and rejects God. Now, race consciousness does not have anything to do with our heritage. Race consciousness is the collective. It's an old Fillmorian term that we use. So there's a race consciousness at Unity Church of the Modesto, especially for those of you who've been here a long time. There's traditions that you have. There's a way of thinking. There's an order of service that's comfortable for you. There are songs that are sung that you love and enjoy. And that's a part of the race consciousness. There's a race consciousness in the United States. There's a race consciousness in each country in the world. And it has to do with like experience. So when we speak of the devil, it's maybe not acceptable thoughts or thoughts that don't work for the greater good that we're looking at. So Jesus went in and he's tempted. And finally, as he turns away those thoughts and says, nope, not doing that, the angels come. Now, the angels are the messengers from God. Always. Anytime you see an angel in any story in the Bible, there's a message coming, and that is a divine message. And they attend him. So, Jesus goes into the desert, has a wilderness experience. What does that mean for us during Lent? You already said you're not willing to give up things, to give up food and chocolate. I know Brian's not giving up any coffee anytime soon. Do we have to fast? Is it necessary? Do we have to go into the desert and hang out for 40 days and 40 nights? I'm not. So the importance of Lent for us is to collect ourselves and raise ourselves up and be something just a little bit different than we were, to increase and raise our consciousness. So there's a book. I'm a book person. Y'all are going to be reading a lot, just saying. So I stumbled on this book. This book was written in 1953 by Charles Fillmore. It's called Keep a True Lent. And about 4 years ago, it fell off my shelf in my house, because books in my house do that, which means it's time for you to read this one. Thank you very much. So in here, Fillmore has a preface, and there's a lot of information, And he talks about a lot of spiritual principles. Good information, great information. But the meat of it is towards the back, where he starts doing daily readings. And he has scriptures written there as well. So one year I decided to make this my devotional. So every morning I get up and I read the daily word and I read a couple of other things. During Lent, this is what I do. And starting today, I reread the front of the book. And then starting on Ash Wednesday, I start reading my daily readings every morning and read the scripture in the Bible. And that's my meditation during Lent. In addition, because Unity will give you all kinds of things, and money is flowing everywhere. Yay! Sorry about that. They have a pamphlet called Keep a True Lent. Every year they kind of give it a different name. This year it's actually called Keeping a True Lent. It's a downloadable PDF. Laura's going to put all this information in the bulletin for next Sunday so that you can see it, find it. But what I love about this is it centers me in a way that I had not been centered before as I prepared for Easter. Because the tradition I had always had was, what do I give up? Chocolate. Well, okay, that's not that hard for me. It's not what I want to do, but it's not that difficult. Coffee's not going to happen because y'all don't want to see me off coffee. So this practice raised my consciousness around a lot of things. Then about 2 years ago, and I don't remember where I got this, but it's also in a book that I'm reading called The Sabbath. And it talks about releasing. As we prepare for Easter, our consciousness is not necessarily about giving things up, but letting go of that which no longer serves us. How many of you have things or people or stuff that no longer serves you? Me too. We've become a stuff-oriented society. Would you agree? Yeah. So here we go. So I'm giving you options for Lent. Don't you love this? So you don't have to have tuna casserole on Friday anymore. Okay? So 2 years ago, on Ash Wednesday, and continuing every day through Lent up till Easter, and including Easter Sunday, I released one thing from my home. A shirt I didn't wear. A book I didn't want to read again. A coffee cup or 10 that I had no need for any longer. And I had a box in a room, and every day I took one item and placed it in the box, and I blessed it. And at the end, the day after Easter, I think there were 4 boxes by the time I was done. I took it all to the Discovery store in Roseville and donated it. Nice? So it was twofold. I was releasing things that did not serve me, because by releasing things, sometimes we create a space for greater good to come to us. It sounds crazy, but it really, really works. When you make space, abundance just shows up in all kinds of ways. So, here's my challenge to you. You ready? I invite you to keep a true Lent with me this year. So we have, in the lending library and the bookstore, we have Keep a True Lent. We will provide you with the links for the pamphlet, which also is like a daily word, only Lenten oriented. Do that. And release one thing from your home, your consciousness, whatever, each day for the next 46 days. And see that if on Easter Sunday things aren't different, it's your choice. Not going to grade you on it. I am the teacher of the room, but I'm not going to grade you on it. It's your choice. It's a personal growth thing. And if you're willing, even just a little bit willing, I invite you to join me. Go within. Spend time with yourself during this Lenten season. Contemplate and allow God to shine on you and fill you with the blessings that are yours to have anyway. Have a blessed week. Thank you so much.
Everywhere I look, I see God in everything. Deep inside and all around me, God in everything. I can feel it in my beating heart, God in everything. It's in every breath of life I breathe, God in everything. Everywhere I look, I see God in everything. Deep inside and all around me, God in everything. It's in every stranger's face I see, God in everything. Brothers, sisters, family are we, God in everything. Everywhere I look, I see God in everything. Deep inside and all around me, God in everything. Mountain, valley, lake, or stream, God in everything. All creation beautiful and free, God in everything. God in everything. God in everything.
Good morning. These prayer requests are prayed for a month here by the members of our church and the healing prayer team, and then they're sent to Unity and they're prayed for a month there. So every prayer in here, every prayer request is prayed for by a lot of people over a lot of time. So, Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, these prayer requests are but a window through which your love flows into our lives, and we are grateful. Thank you. Peace, amen.
Now time for our love offering. So if you would take your offering in your hand and say with me our prayer that blesses our good. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. We are so blessed.
And would you please join me in singing, I Am So Blessed. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
We breathe in the abundance that is unity of Modesto, knowing that it is over the top, off the charts, out of this world, abundant, abundant, abundant. We see all of the things that Unity of Modesto is doing as blessing our community, as moving us forward into a greater consciousness and a greater worldview. We are grateful for each and every person and all of the gifts they offer us, knowing that we are good stewards of it and bless those that we come in contact with. We say thank you, and we all together say, Amen, and so it is.
And for everyone who wants to participate in getting rid of something, fill a box and bring it here. We're having our yard sale.
There you go. There you go.
Perfect. Okay, so the prayer for protection, it would be next. And there it is. So would you join me in saying the prayer for protection?
Let's start moving into a circle. I'm going to go in the back because I can.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And next we're going to sing the peace song, but we're going to wait until our circle is unbroken here. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as Creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now.